Welcome to the most unbelievable poker hands I've played. This will be the first one. It was... let's just pause it here. I misused the tool here a little bit. These are not my cards. It's from a female player that was at the table at this time. I just misused it a little bit, because I was not sitting under the gun in the hand. This was a hand that took place in like 2008, 2009, something like that, in a casino in Austria. It was the last hand of the night. It was, I think, 2:30 in the morning already. So, yeah, pretty much everyone at the table was stuck. The blinds were 2 and 4, so the normal buy-in was like 400. Even I was just sitting there with 150. And it was euro, not dollars, of course. But to show you the hand, it doesn't really matter. So the action was so here we go. Another gun limp with king queen, and there are 2 calls. I got ace king suited of spades, so obviously raise it to 30, hoping for some quote. The guy behind me calls on the button. This was basically a friend of mine. He decided to call as well, and everybody else called, so there was already 156 in there with all the players having under that as their stack, and I really don't get why you would call such a huge sum and not push pre-flop. And I of course would have called with the ace-king suited. So here are the floppers. And she, in first position, just pushes all in. Next guy calls. The third guy calls, and I obviously flop the nuts, so I'm instantly calling as well. And the guy behind me calls too. So yeah, let's look at the hands. This guy has flopped a set. He has flopped the second nut straight, and he got 2 pair. He's 4.72% to win, 1 out, and it comes immediately on the turn, and everyone is drawing that. I don't even think I had a royal flush draw here. I misused the queens for their hands, so I couldn't choose another. So everyone pretty much was drawing that on the turn, and the guy was just 1 out, won it. 800, I think it was like almost 800 euro in that pot, if I was correct. And yeah, this was an amazing last hand where everyone just went all in on the flop. So this hand actually took place only a couple of days ago in the casino in Stuttgart. I just hit the play button. As another gun limper, another limper. I was actually in the big blind, but this software doesn't allow raise in the big blind, so I have a pair of 5s in the big blind, and I raised it to 24 after a couple of limpers. And 2 guys called, the other 2 folded. And now the flop is queen jack 6, obviously giving up here, checking, and then everybody else checks, which is pretty much telling that no one has a pair, because they were both very aggressive. And then I put in a bet of 42, and he raised to 120, and I'm still thinking he has nothing, maybe a hard flush draw or something, and then he bets 260 on the river, and I really thought about it a long time. Because he could have spades, but I think this aggressive player would raise or bet a flush draw on the flop when the initial raiser checks, because I thought he was pretty decent, and this guy who folded was pretty aggressive as well. So I think with a flopped flush draw or a flopped pair of queens or jacks or something like that, I think both would have bet after I checked on the flop. And so I put him on either 9-10, 8-9, ace-10 or something, like 2 hearts with the straight draw, or maybe just 2 hearts, and he wanted to raise the turn because he thought I was weak as well. Could have had ace-king or something, but why would he just limp under the gun and then call it a raise? So it kind of looked like a flush draw, a hard flush draw to me. So I thought about it a long time, and then I called the 260 euro bet with just a pair of 5s, and he instantly mucked his hand. He didn't show, so I can't tell you what he had. Maybe he even had a 6 and mucked it, but I don't think so. I think he really was an ace high or 9 high or something like that, maybe 8-5. Couldn't have 4-5 obviously, because that would have made another straight. So yeah, that was probably the best call I've made in a long time. For a lot of money, for playing 2-4, it was an 844 euro pot. So this is another hand I played in the casino in Austria, in Salzburg. It was actually 5 euro, but this software doesn't support the blinds to be 5 euro equal. So there were a lot of limpers, a raise on the gun, and then a lot of limpers and callers, I mean. And then the guy before me pushed to 250 euro, and I thought, pair of tens on the button, I pretty much have to call this, because he could push with anything with the money that is already in there. And then two other guys called, so the pot was already 1000 euros or something like that. And I flopped the nuts, top set. I instantly pushed here. The software doesn't support a push on after not the player is all in. But I pushed here, and of course the other flopped set calls me for my 600. So the pot was basically 2500 euros. And there was a king that didn't do anything and another deuce. So that was the biggest pot I won, and I mean the table was really crazy. There were three guys from Switzerland, I think. They just raised every hand, and yeah, could win a lot of money there. So to show you the next hand, actually I have to take Photoshop because I didn't find the real live Omaha hand replayer. So this hand belongs to Michael Keiner, who won a bracelet. He's one of the most famous German poker players, I think. And it was playing. We were playing Omaha. I think it was 10-10 or 10-20. I think it was 10-10. Yeah, small and big blind both 10 euros. And it was a high roller event in casino in Salzburg, and he was under the gun, and he raised, I think he raised the pot, so it was like 35 or something. Next guy also raised the pot. I don't know what he had. He folded on the flop, so I can't say, but he also raised the pot, and I'm the third one sitting there with double suited aces. So I obviously re-raised the pot and made it like 270 or something like that. And both of these guys called. So we are 300 to the flop, and the flop is... Sorry, not that. It's this one. Though the flop is 969, so both of these do check. The pot is already 800 something, and I only have like 750 behind, so I started the end with 1000 roughly. So I instantly push all in, because I don't really want to see another card. There's a lot of straight potential, even though there's no flush draw out there right now. But I mean, I don't really have redraws. I need to hit an ace or 4 to make better hands than a straight. So I really want to take it down right here. And Michael Keiner thought for like 2 minutes or something, and then he made the call with his rep. Which I think isn't a good idea, because I could easily have 2 6s or something like that, and I would push as well, because obviously I don't want to see another 9 or something like that. And yeah, he made the call for the 800 euros. The other guy folded, and on turn there's a 2 of clubs, so I also have a nut flush draw and take a lot of his outs right there. He only has a 5, 7, 8, 10, that is not a club. And guess what came on the river? It's 5 hearts. It's a 3000 euro pot almost. And yeah, I lost it. Oh, this is actually the last of the interesting hands I want to show you. This was in the Concord casino in Salzburg, Austria. They're not the real casino Austria, it was the Concord card club. We were playing 2 and 5 Omaha, I think. And I was sitting in the small blind with a pretty decent hand, ace, king, jack, 9, double suited. And think there was a raise pre-flop, and I of course called with like 3 or 4 other guys in the hand, and then this flop hit. Ace, Queen, 10 with 2 diamonds. So I basically flopped the nuts. I have top pair also, which takes some of the other guys' outs away. And I have the open-ended straight flush draw with it. So yeah, I'm just hoping anyone bets and that I can win a big pot right here. So I check in the small blinds to like 4 or 5 other opponents, and some guy over here, like one before the button or something, bet big in that pot, and another guy called him. I think he was on the button, yeah, and the other guy was in the cutoff, or one before the cutoff. And the other guy called, and there was already like 400 or 500 euros in the pot, and I had just 800 more, or yeah, I just had 800 behind, so I pushed right there. The other guy insta-called, this guy with the king, queen, jack, 8. He has a nuts also, but he should really not insta-call on this flop. He doesn't even have 2 pair to have any draw. He was just insta-calling 800. The other guy folded after some consideration. He had pocket 10s, so he had a set. And yeah, I don't like the insta-call here. I mean, it's Omar. Even if you got the nuts, you have to think about what I have. I could easily have like 3 aces or like 3 queens with the king jack of diamonds, and you're even in a worse position than you are just right now. You are just free rolling, giving me a free roll to 36% to win all the money. And of course, the turn and river were total blanks for me. No diamond there. But I mean, I was free rolling for it for like 2,500 euro pot, and this is just basically insane to call that quickly. I mean, you can of course call the nuts, but I would rather like to fold it there. I mean, I don't know what do you think I have? Do you think I would push with 3 aces? Probably not, and I might have jack 9 of diamonds with a set. That could be possible, but I mean, even that, then you're just 50% for me not to hit a set or a flush. So you're never making any profit with that call, and to put such huge amounts of money in with the blinds just being to 5 euros. This is just insane. I wasn't rewarded for playing the nuts up and down, straight flush draw with a royal flush draw as well. So yeah. This was it, my 5 most interesting hands that I ever played live. None of these were online, so that's why I couldn't just show you the hand history or something. Thanks for watching this video, and see you on the next one.